Yeah, g'day, welcome. We're back on the Holz Home and we are doing a little bit of preparing for waterproofing and starting the waterproofing today. It's a bit overcast today and it's meant to rain tomorrow. So I hope we can get that first coat on today for for our primer. Let me introduce you to the biggest pain in the ass on site. This concrete slab that is on here, it actually reaches back around this wall and down there as well. So apparently the council decided that with a hole that they dug, it was a great idea just to shove it and fill it with concrete and a bunch of sandbags as well. And it turned out that the on-the-valve was right on the easement, so where we've been building our wall up, we've ended up being very close to it. From the beginning, this has been a pain in our bum, and I got a photo there of me, with a quick cut and striations in it from where I've had to cut it and cut it and cut it and cut it and chisel it back with a little hammer drill. Oh my goodness, it is making this thing a pain in the bum, because to get behind here, let me show you what I have to do. I have to hug the wall and somehow work out and paint waterproofing behind here, and it just is not optimal. We could have taken it to council, but it takes 4 weeks for the council to tie their shoelaces, so not worth it. On a good note, we are getting ready for waterproofing and we are finally beginning to whack some stuff on. We are filling little bits, odds and ends with silicone. All of our core filling's done. Everything's all, gaps are filled in. We're cleaning down the bottoms to create a good seal and joint. We're going to try and get the waterproofing onto the footing as well. So here's the top of our slab where we formed up. Down here is our footing and it extends a little bit past it. So we're going to try and put some of the waterproofing along here as well, just to create a really great seal as much as we can. And this stuff over here is actually a primer. I didn't know that you could get a primer, but it goes on like that. And it's a 2-part epoxy, and you mix it in. It goes a bit further than the water, but we're finally getting it on. We're moving somewhere. It's great.
Yes, come on, shorty, let's go. Girl, I see you over there in the corner of the dance floor, and I know you're acting shy, looking at the corner of your eye. So I pick my heart up off the floor, move my feet closer to yours, catch my breath and I say.
So the purpose of this primer is to reduce the amount of pinholes you get, because anyone who's done waterproofing knows that when you slap on the blackjack and that, you think you get it all and you have complete coverage, but you always end up having little pinholes. Pinholes over time, they are what get worn away by water over and over again, and eventually it creates somewhere for water to flow in and creates I think it's a negative pressure to where the water starts coming in, and you end up having waterproofing problems. Now, the consequence of that is that you have to actually rip up all of the backfill and find the problem. And if you have to do that, it is super expensive. So we are going all out on making sure that this wall is the most waterproof wall in Australia. So we've done a primer. We're going to do 2 coats of blackjack, and then as well, I think I'm going to buy this U-Butte product, because the engineer specifies that you have to have a core flute, like a black plastic, that lines the wall to make sure that when you backfill, that the backfill doesn't put holes in your waterproofing. But this product is it's a roll of stuff. It's pretty expensive, but it itself is actually waterproof, and it has a geofabric on it as well. So I'm not sure what the geofabric's on there for, but apparently it's good. I recognize there's a problem with it, that it's not going to actually create a place for water to be stopped at the very bottom. Like, water can still pool at the bottom of it, But if there's a pinhole higher up, I can tell that it'll protect it, and it's cheap insurance. This primer, I've now been just absolutely slapping it on, and it's coming up really good, and I think it does actually really reduce the amount of pinholes I'm going to get with it. But I've still got 2 more coats to go, so it's going to be awesome. Rightio, because this stuff is gnarly. I mean, I've still got the polyurethane Sikaflex on my hands. That never comes off unless you burn your hand off. I discovered a way to wash your hands. Get a bit of sight sand and wet it. Perfect exfoliation technique. I should become a millionaire from my brilliant ideas. I'm sure it's been done before. Give it a good wash. And all the waterproofing's come off. There you go. There's one for your little book.
Brilliant.